Welcome. I am Moonshine. I am a little under the weather. Well, I'm coming out from under the storm, so I don't really want to be seen. So if you're new here, welcome. You will see me soon on the camera. Possibly even tomorrow. If I would have had a shower, I would have been, but I just don't want to have a shower today. Not yet. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna hide because this message really wants to come out. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, if it doesn't resonate, don't worry. There will be another message on its way. And just remember, it's all for entertainment purposes only. If it resonates, awesome. If it doesn't, don't worry. Sometimes this is just for fun, but the fun times, as we know, it's like a needle in a haystack, right? Sometimes you can hit that nail right on the coffin and bang, everything just makes sense. It's a lot of advice, Spirit likes to give advice. I like that about Spirit. I do all for personal readings right now. All right, I'm a little postponed right now because of this, but I'll be back on schedule very soon. I'm a very strict worker at home person, so if you want to book a reading, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. Okay, that's how you can get a hold of me. Ooh, we got a couple of cards coming out here. Both in reverse with the freedom and opportunity and energy, leadership, and creativity, both in reverse here. Bring them. It's kind of hard to see, but that's your overall energy here. Okay, both in reverse, which kind of is making me worry because I feel like, well, actually, I feel like because of this leadership card, I kind of feel like it's possible that somebody who has had control over you, right, has been possibly taking your opportunities away from you or your freedom away from you or your freedom of choice, I just heard, away from you. They might be going in the reverse, if you know what I mean. And the way that I feel that is kind of because, it's when you're, what do you call that? Karma comes back around, right? So I feel like somebody who did you wrong, there it is right there. It's going to start to slowly come out. We got the World in reverse, okay? And then we got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. A never-ending cycle just going on and on and on and on, containing you, containing your energy, containing your freedom. Like, I mean, it's hard to see this card, but am I going to be able to see it? Would you even be able to see it? Actually, yeah. See, okay. So see this guy, he's got everybody in these little chambers. He's like three little women here, and they're in these containers, okay? And then he's placing a fourth one in the container, which would be the Four of Pentacles. So it's just kind of like, I'm looking at that going, I think this was the person, who had control over you, the collector. They were collecting things from you, right? Keeping you in ongoing cycles. So then you can't have your freedom to go where you will, to do what you want, right? You have to do what this person's telling you to do. Or you were. Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race. So this person slowly took over your whole life. I mean, I can remember about 25, 26. That was like the highlight of kind of my life. I had a great car. I had a great job. I had some money. I really liked my apartment. Everything was like so good. And then everything went to shit. Everything, like everything, my whole life. And you never think that, you never think when you've got 40K in the bank and, your vehicle's in fucking top shape and you've got a great job that pays you fucking more than enough money that you need, right? You never think that there could be this one day when you don't have it anymore, right? Because I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a gambler. I didn't gamble my life away. I had a series of very unfortunate events happen and it took everything. And then because I don't have parents, I don't have family, I'm still rebuilding, and that is going to take, because of no help, is going to take me, like, I mean, I almost, the situation I was at, I almost, my sister and I almost would have been better off to go to a shelter to get actual help than to go homeless and to put money away and to do it all of ourselves, because shelters help you a lot. Like, they can get you jobs, they can get you things set up. They're not the best of conditions, that's the thing. And we never went to a shelter, but I almost feel like we should have, because that would have been somebody to help us. And we're still doing it. And like, I had to take, my health gets so bad sometimes, I have to take these long pauses off of work. And then my sister has to work, right? And it's been really hard through COVID. And like, again, you just never think that you could have it all and then have nothing, right? I just heard a dog bark in the background. So I feel like, um, and I do, I mean, the series of unfortunate events could have happened because of witchcraft. And I did just hear witchcraft in the background of, like, kind of my inner ear, where I'm like, you know what? I do feel like a lot of what happened to me was witchcraft. I don't know for certain. And a lot of it I do blame on my birth parents and, yada, 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 whatever. But a lot of it I do feel like was somebody taking over my energy, seeing that I was independent and I was solo and I was doing it alone. And that pissed somebody off. 606. My birth number is actually 666. I'm not lying. It's actually on my birth certificate. So I kind of know that even though 666 doesn't even have to be necessarily related to the devil, but it is related to a cause of power. Okay. So when children are born with an obscene amount of power, parents can suck that away and out of their children. Okay. And slowly take everything that they are, their freedom, everything, right? And take it away from them. Like, I remember I was like, I never had a childhood. Like, I was taking care of myself when I was 3 years old. Okay, like, not even 3 years old, and I was fending for myself. I was waking up alone in a house, nobody was there. I was by myself, right? So I never really had a childhood. I never really got to experience freedom of having somebody else be taking care of me all the time, right? I always had to somehow take care of the whole situation, which took my freedom away from me, took a lot of opportunities away from me. It took me away from me because of something that they wanted me to stay in. You get it? Like, all these analogies that I say are to help you if it relates to you in that way. All right. And it also helps for people not to steal my readings, is to personally talk about myself. Because who the fuck is going to want to steal my readings after I talk about my family pedophile? Nobody. Okay, here is Scorpio energy here with Death, Mort, and then we got the Magician in reverse. Okay, the camera's way down here. I'm not used to it. Sorry. Anyways, okay, Magician in reverse. So I feel like this is the end and the beginning. So this is a death to this cycle that they've been keeping you in, ongoing, right? Can't get out of death, can't get out of death. So the Magician in reverse then would be this Knight of Pentacles that slowly took everything away from you, right? I mean, even took your ability to be your own leader in your life. Like, the person, like, you are the captain of your vessel. You're the one who tells you where to go, when to go, why and how and for what reason and all that shit, right? This person has been telling you where to go. And that's where we draw the line, because people are not allowed to tell you what to do. They're not allowed to tell you where to go, what to do with your life, if you can be free, if you cannot. Like, people aren't, they just don't have that say over you. Okay. Ooh, Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So that means new ideas, new energy, limitless potential, free spirit. Jeez. Three of Pentacles in reverse. So, okay. So this Knight of Pentacles was working with other people to contain you. Okay. To keep you from really being you. So, like, don't be surprised if there are, like, new things that come up in your life, like new ideas, sparks of change, sparks of this, sparks of that, because that's going to be all this coming back to you. I don't, like, what is happening with this person? Like, are they suddenly dying? Like, maybe they are, because I mean, death, as I look at the death card, like, maybe they are dying. Like, that's what they get, right? High Priestess. Jesus. Okay, so whoever this Knight of Pentacles is, they're a High Priestess. They know how to read your energy. They know how to read you. This could be your mother then. Somebody who is telepathic with you. They can read your thoughts. They know what you're thinking, and they don't say anything. They don't say it out loud. They listen to you, and then they go and do their magician in reverse shit and take everything from you. Oh God, look at that. King of Wands in reverse. Huh, that's really sad. That's that leadership role. Okay, so this is them. Knight of Pentacles, aka King of Wands in reverse, aka High Priestess, aka Magician in reverse. Like, this person's a fucking piece of work, that's for sure. They have like no respect for humans. You know, they have no respect for other people's boundaries. They have no respect. They just breach boundaries. They get into your head. They control your thoughts. They read your mind. Like, they have absolutely zero boundaries. They just do whatever they want to do. Somebody's given them power, you know, and that's what I mean. Like, once somebody sometimes gets power, you know, they just let it get to their head. Trapped. But who is the monster? Seven of Wands kind of coming in like limbo, where it's like, I think you're going to take a lot of your power back from this monster, someone who's had control of your thoughts. So it's like somebody who you've gone out of your way to please a lot, okay? And you could feel that they get into your head sometimes, so then you try to lash back, you know, with them violently through your third eye. It's like a lot of third eye action, and that's not good, man. That's not why a third eye should be used. You know what I mean? Like, that's some heavy shit. You're a free spirit now. I just looked at that Page of Wands again here. New energy, limitless potential. Like, absolutely. There's the Emperor. So you're going to get a lot of your stamina back. There's Aquarius with the star. So Aries and Aquarius just showed up like that. Five of Pentacles in reverse. So money's coming in. Okay, Two of Wands. Are you prepared for this journey? I think, if anything, you're the most prepared for this journey out of anything. And there's the Four of Wands. Reunite and reconciled. So you're coming back together with somebody. Eight of Cups that you walked away from. Okay, Queen of Wands in reverse. Courage, confidence, independence. So I think a lot of your independence is going to come back. Your courage is going to come back the more that you start making moves on your own. Okay, away from this person, right? It's almost like, man, my sister had this friend, and every time she would hang out with her and she would come back home and she would tell me what her friend would say about like advice and stuff. And I would honestly tell her to do the opposite. Be like, whatever your friend tells you to do the opposite, because her advice was so bad. It was so brutal. And I was like, you can't listen to this person's advice. Like we are not in elementary school anymore. Like, we're not children. Like, this person, like, why would she say to do such evil things to somebody? And she'd be like, my sister just never she had a really hard time finding friends, and then when she did find a friend, it was like the most awful person in the entire world. But everybody came off as if they liked her because she wanted to be this kind of goddess, okay, around everybody. She wanted to be the person that everybody adored, everybody loved. She wanted to be this like fake individual that really doesn't exist, okay? If anything, it's definitely not her. Okay. And the advice that she would give was so childish. You know, it was to hurt people and to get back at people and to do things to people. And it was never good. You know, it was never good advice. And that's, you know, maybe that's somebody is like, whatever their advice is, it's like you choke on it every time you hear it. Like, you don't, like, you know, we're all people in this world. I get it. Okay. Eight of Wands. Ooh, change is coming. But like, you don't have to agree with what everybody says just because you're around them. Like, if somebody can't handle that you disagree with them in some way, right? Because I mean, opinions are everything, and we're not all supposed to have the same opinion. And I mean, if your opinion is so much off from the other person's opinion, then I probably maybe suggest not being around them, right? Because someone's trying to tell you to keep repeating this cycle. When you're more connected with that, you don't need to keep repeating the same cycle. It's like telling you to repeat elementary school, literally. You know, like, just keep repeating your training, right? When, like, no, you got to get out there in the world. You got to do something with this now. You've got people to see, mission, like, literally. Like, I mean, here's you, you know, shaking the hand with some dude here, right? Because that's make you got people to meet, you got people to see, right? And I mean, you don't want to keep having to walk away, right? Because you don't have this courage, right? Because someone's telling you, it's like maybe you want to start a family, or maybe you want to buy a dog, or maybe you want something, and so they keep telling you you're too mature for it, or like only other people do that, or only when you're in a relationship can you do that. And it's like, man, live in between, do stuff that like most people don't do. And I mean, you don't necessarily have to advertise it right away, advertise it later. If you do go buy a dog, or if you do change jobs, or if you do decide that like you don't have to go to school anymore and you can become who you want to be, then just don't tell people, because I feel like whoever this is around you can't handle it. They're not going to be able to handle you being a big girl in the big girl world, or a big boy. Like, they're not going to be able to handle it because they want to keep you so small when you're an emperor. You can't be small as an emperor. That's where you're connecting, and you're not connecting with this world in reverse anymore, this Four of Pentacles, where you're just contained in this, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And I hope it does resonate for somebody out there. Okay. And just remember, I do offer the also. I can't talk anymore. I'm super tired. I do offer personal readings. Okay, so if anybody is interested in that, that's always something I do. Okay, so I mean, thanks for watching, and thanks for being here, and thanks for everything you do. And I hope it resonated. And always remember, for entertainment purposes only. And you can find my information in the about section and in the description box below. All right, later, Gators.